Are we here? Okay. We live? Are we live? Okay, go na.
Bago tayong champion.
Bago tayong champion, okay na. Okay na. Hype na ulit. Okay, so welcome everyone to the PKMN-ph PGP Year-Ender-Tournament Grand Finals. It's going to be Jumar Viloria versus JM La Torre. And we haven't seen JM. It's full screen. We can't switch. So we do see. So we saw the very great break from Jumar earlier with his Jumar waking up at a very good situation. But now we have to you have to see JM's team here. It's a more balanced team. You see with Sableye, Lucario, Azumarill, Vigalo, Charizard, and Aerodactyl. Jumar probably going. So remember, Jumar with this heavily bulky team. It is supposedly a very weak matchup for Smeargle, but right now we are starting the first match of the Grand Finals. See here, Jumar has a better chance here now that the threat of the Con Artist is out. So he leads with Tyranitar and Gardevoir. So basic stuff here. Charizard and the Ludicolo does come out. Not an Aerodactyl here. And the Charizard. Charizard does come out, and it's most probable that Ludicolo will have the fake out here. Gardevoir does opt for Trace and not Telepathy. So we see here when the Gardevoir. So Tyranitar Lockdown is moved immediately. Charizard is in a very bad position here as long as Tyranitar is in there. Oh, but he does evolve to Charizard X. Not a white here this time. With the number of Charizard X's in this tournament, it's amazing. The bottom is that the fake out does come out on the Tyranitar. Tyranitar's flinch. Charizard does go for the Dragon Dance here. I wonder what the Gardevoir will do here. Do here. Oh, Moonblast! The Moonblast straight into the Ludicolo. Probably an Assault Vest here. With a bulky Ludicolo here. Charizard does get the +1 Dragon Dance here. However, is Dragon Claw enough? Now Charizard has the boost. It's a difficult maneuver for Jumar here, trying to take down the Charizard right on this turn. So JM does reveal the Charizard X right on this first match. Jumar still has a chance to adapt and maybe change it up later. But for now, anything can still happen. Depends on what moves Jumar will take here against the Charizard boost. Oh, and then he locks the move. Charizard does go for the Flare Blitz onto the Gardevoir. Most likely taking it down. Yes, it does. Easy KO. Flare Blitz recoil. Ancient Power comes out right at the Charizard. Is it enough? No, it's not enough. Giga Drain does come out from the Ludicolo and the Life, piercing right through that. Sandstorm protecting some of Tyranitar's defenses. Ludicolo healing some of that health back. Charizard does get taken out by the Sandstorm here, so it's a 1-1 exchange. So JM now loses his Mega, while Jumar loses Gardevoir. JM brings out Lucario here. He can't, so it's almost probably not the Mega Evolved Lucario. Rotom does come out, and is in a very good position here. Although Ludicolo's water attacks will deal quite some damage on Rotom. Now Tyranitar is at the mercy of whatever Lucario is going to bring out here. So it's a pretty good position for JM here. Lucario does go for the Protect instead. Probably not wanting to risk the overheat from Rotom. Ancient Power does come out onto the Ludicolo, hitting its much stronger special defense though, but he gets the boost. The ancient power boost, but the Tyranitar, good choice there, but Lucario protects itself. Skull does come out right onto the, most likely the Rotom. Yes, the Rotom. Burn, sige, burn. Sige, burn Rotom. Rotom 8. I-burn nyo yung fire type ha. Sige, okay lang yan. Nag-overheat. In-overheat yung sarili. No. So the card does protect, and then Ancient Power comes out right into the Ludicolo right once again. It's kind of strange because, when Lucario does go to the Aura Sphere, right into the Tyranitar most likely, that is going to take it out regardless of how much special defense it has. And in the Aura Sphere, now Rotom will, Life Orb from Lucario. Rotom does use Overheat against Lucario. Okay, he really wants to take that Lucario out, leaving that Ludicolo right in the field. Ludicolo might most likely scald the Rotom here. Ludicolo, yes, it does get the scald. So now, you call this. Jumar is 3 down. It's a 1 versus 2 situation. This is not looking very good. We've yet to see Jumar reveals Mega. Oh, but he is in a good position to pretty much wall the rest of the game. Oh, but he doesn't bring Mawile. So he brings Crocodile instead. Crocodile does intimidate the Aerodactyl here. Probably want to take out that Ludicolo first. Crocodile still has a fighting chance here. Still in a 2-on-1, but considering how only one Pokemon deals running damage, Rock Slide does come up for the Aerodactyl. There's a 30% flinch chance every time it hits. Oh, Rock Slide does come out onto the Ludicolo and the Aerodactyl. Oh, Ludicolo does go down. Ludicolo does go down, and the Aerodactyl didn't do enough damage with Rock Slide. Unless it has Ice Fang, it's going to find it hard to defeat. The incoming onslaught from Crocodile. We can only wish that. Oh, but Aerodactyl does Sky Drop Crocodile for some reason. Probably going for that crit. Well, then Crocodile will most likely Rock Slide again or Crunch for the safe answer. But Sky Drop Aerodactyl, Sky Drop, will it? Crocodile? No, it's not. It's not enough. Crocodile will use Rock Slide, and Aerodactyl is taken down. Jumar will take the first game. Pretty solid play from Jumar here, despite the 2-1 getting a good play and opting not to bring Mawile. So it doesn't matter because he did get the advantages switch here. What? So now we move on to game 2 of the grand finals here. Jumar almost with a hair there, but correctly takes out the correct Pokemon. Now we do have this. Jem does have the disadvantage not only of the point here, but the reveal of the Mega Charizard being an X and not a Y here is really big. Usually players use Charizard X to throw off people, anticipating to counter Charizard Y and to get that first win. But as you can see here, it didn't happen as Jumar maneuvered properly right into the correct KOs. Thinking very carefully here. Sino ba nag-double? Puro double ka? Double all throughout the season? Double ka pala? Buti ka pa? Ako na nag-double lang ako nung natapos na Worlds eh. And we do start the game 2 here. Jumar versus JM. So we'll be the starting switch here. JM did get the advantage earlier with the Dragon Dance, so there's a chance he might try to go for it now. But it doesn't happen. Rotom and Crocodile does come out from Jumar, changing up his leads. Ludicolo and Zoomrill comes out. Pretty interesting change here. It's almost as if JM knew what he was going to switch in. So it's a very good chance here. Think carefully, there's actually a good exchange of blows here. But Ludicolo is free to almost do anything in this situation. Pekka does come out onto the Rotom. probably stopping it from thunderbolting Azumarill. Crocodile does use the Earthquake, probably trying to prevent the Azumarill from belly drumming, because Earthquake doesn't really do much damage to Ludicolo. Now Azumarill will use belly drum, and now that is a really bad take for Jumar here, as he faces a max attack Azumarill with most likely Aqua Jet, and all of Jumar's Pokemon will at the moment will fall down to an Aqua Jet. Azumarill does use the Protect for some reason, but then auto Aqua Jet right on this turn. Rotom does use the Discharge. Good advantage here with the Discharge. And Ludicolo is no Paralyze here. Life Orb from Rotom. Crocodile with the Earthquake again. Oh, okay. So we do see a basic variation of this Quake here from Jumar here. Overwhelming the opponent with damage. Critical does come out on Ludicolo. Ludicolo does use the Scald on Rotom Heat. Oh, but it lives with 5 HP. 5 HP. Will Rotom decide to sacrifice right now? Crocodile is at full health, but will fall down to 1 Aqua Jet. Rotom's Life Orb and very offensive set most likely means that Jumar's Rotom might be aggressive, and Aqua Jet does come out onto the Crocodile, which means Rotom is free to probably launch Discharge at this point. Yes, will be enough to take Ludicolo down. It will take Azumarill down. Oh, but we do see an exchange of a 2-2 here. It becomes a 2v2 really quick into the match. Really putting out all the stops here. It all comes down to what they brought on the back. So we have a 2v2 situation here, so no switching anymore. Very risky play from both players. It's almost like they've been coin flipping all day. It was interesting because JM opted for that Protect, even with the +6, so we didn't know. And then Mawile and Zuma comes out. 2 fairies to the Sableye. Oh, but Sableye is known for having Will-O-Wisp. Now Charizard does come out, and we see earlier he has Charizard X. Intimidate does come out, which means JM's Charizard will have reduced attack. But Sableye is free to Will-O-Wisp any of the 2 Pokemon here, because both of Jumar's Pokemon are known to be physical attackers. Jumar's Azumarill really performed well earlier. Well, we can see the very good switching from the sleep there, and does Mega Evolve immediately. Probably going to. I wouldn't be surprised if we go straight into the Flare Blitz for the Mawile here. Mawile does Mega Evolve as well. Since there's no switching, Intimidate is not needed anymore. Now what will the Azumarill do? Sableye does use the Will-O-Wisp onto the Azumarill. Very good choice here. Charizard does go for the Flare Blitz straight into the Mawile. It most likely taken out because it's critical hit does take it out though. So even with the -1, bit of claws and now Azumarill does use Waterfall on the Sableye. Interesting choice here to not just go for the Play Rough. Go to Play Rough instead of the Charizard. In my opinion, actually, Azumarill should have Play Rough Charizard in that turn to hopefully take it out. And because of the burn, Sableye's Foul Play won't deal as much damage to the Sableye, and Play Rough is super effective on Sableye. So he loses Mawile here, and it's looking really bad. Now Sableye goes for the Confuse Ray right into Azumarill, so it's looking really bad here. Now Charizard's Flare Blitz, as he doesn't have an attack to hit Azumarill effectively, he does get there. Now Charizard keeps whittling down the HP of Azumarill. Oh, but he did get a Waterfall right into the Sableye again.
Here's your answer.
Hindi pwede kasi nagko-commentate eh. Bakit hindi? Charizard does go for the double attack here. No chance of. It doesn't look like Jumar has any chance of really coming back here. Interesting choice because most Sableye don't run Protect. Azumarill does hit itself. Looking really, really good for JM here. Zumarill does get with more burns. It is most likely game here because Charizard will most likely just attack again. Zumarill will be taken out by burn at the next turn. Sableye does go for the Bulb Protect. Now Flare Blitz comes out onto the Azumarill, probably game right there. Yes, it is game because... Alright, we go on to game 3, so it's a good match here. Really risky play from both players, opting for the exchange 2-2 on the first 4 rounds. That is a really interesting turn of events there.
May galawan.
Lakas? They do go into the team preview immediately. Now I see them thinking carefully. We saw a very big change of strategies on the second game. Not sure if they'll change it up here. JM's Charizard evidently not dealing enough damage to Jumar's Azumarill, but it does have his Azumarill of its own. Interesting choice by Jumar to not go for the play rough on the two Pokemon in those last turns, but might see a change of strategy here. Now Jumar and JM does go for the last match here. Grand finals of the Year-Ender Tournament. We will say goodbye to VGC14 right after this match. Oh, bring out Tyranitar and Gardevoir like the first match. Probably noticing that it worked better earlier. Zekira and Azumarill does come out. He might actually go for the easy belly drum on this turn. Gardevoir's huge power, okay. So Ludicolo is free to fake out anyone here. Tyranitar is at the mercy of Azumarill here, so it's a pretty bad situation. Gardevoir is kind of neutral, but January 1 effect na. Oh, Ludicolo does go for the fake out on the Gardevoir, probably preventing whatever setup. Tyranitar goes for the ancient power again. Jumar has a lot of belief on the ancient power of his Tyranitar. Now Azumarill does get the belly drum. Easy belly drums from JM here. Jumar doesn't seem to really concern preventing that belly drum from coming out. Azumarill just above 50% damage. So Azumarill getting into the sandstorm damage. Tyranitar. Now both of these Pokemon will most likely fall down to the Aqua Jet because Azumarill's power is really huge, pun not intended. Azumarill does use the Aqua Jet straight into Gardevoir. Of course, expected it experiences right through the sand. Aqua Jet does come out. The ancient power once more onto the Azumarill. Not really worried about whatever Ludicolo is going to do to it. Giga Drain comes out and almost the same damage from earlier. Ludicolo does get his life back, which is a really good reason why most Ludicolo run Assault Vest. And judging from the damage earlier, Ludicolo probably has Assault Vest here. Azumarill does have around 2 to 3 turns more of sand damage. Marvel does come out. Intimidates both of them. Now Azumarill has +5. But Tyranitar is in the mercy of getting Aqua Jet right here. Mawilite does activate here for the Mega Evolve. It's interesting, no switching happening here. Chooses to keep Tyranitar in. Mawilite does use Sucker Punch and outspeeds Azumarill's Aqua Jet. Interesting. That's a very good move from Jumar. Jumar taking down Azumarill and the threat is gone. Now Ancient Power on the Ludicolo, not too much damage here. But he does probably Giga Drain again. No, he does go for the Scald right onto the Mawilite, probably going for the burn. Oh, he does get it though! That 30% chance might have actually cost Jumar the game here. Now, wala na huge power. Sableye does come out, and now it's looking really bad for Jumar here. That burn will really hurt, but he still has a chance if he does the right moves here. Still 3-3 down, and one good position here is that Mao still has around 1 to 2 more turns of doing anything. What does Jumar do here? Confuse Ray does come out right into the Tyranitar, noticing that that is where the damage will go. Now Tyranitar will try to move through that Confuse. Oh, he does get the Ancient Power immediately, right onto the Ludicolo. Good choice here, more damage. Critical hit does come out. Giga Drains right into the Tyranitar, getting the life back. Doesn't really matter, so what will Mabel do here? There's a high chance he will most likely play rough here. Play rough right onto the Ludicolo. Noticing that, very good damage here, and then Ludicolo's attack fell. So not really concerned here. Now Tyranitar still at the mercy of Sand here, but Tyranitar does outspeed Ludicolo. He's free to Ancient Power here, as long as Tyranitar gets hits through the Confuse. Mawel's HP ticking down by the burn timer. We do see the Confuser coming out right into the Mawel as well. JM really liking that coin flip, very sealing the game here. More convincingly, Tyranitar does get the Ancient Power right onto the Ludicolo. That's 2 turns of Confuse, so Tyranitar Confuse might get revived later. But now Jumar's Mawel has to battle with the Confuse himself. Oh, he doesn't hit though. Though Sandstrom does subside, and now Tyranitar's sand defense is no longer in here. We haven't seen Jumar's last Pokemon yet. Now JM is at his last 2. Now Charizard does come out. We've seen earlier Charizard X. He seemed to have reserved Charizard X for the end game. Now Mawel is still fighting through that Confuse. Tyranitar very lucky getting through the Confuse Ray. Now Charizard does go for the Charizard X. It's still happening here. We still haven't seen Jumar's third Pokemon, but it might. But the Sucker Punch does come out right into the Charizard. Very good choice here to get some damage. Now Will-O-Wisp does come out onto the Tyranitar. Probably not dealing any damage because Sybil might not have. And the Charizard does snap its Fusion as well. Ancient Power comes right out into the Charizard, dealing good damage here. That is a really good. He did with the Dragon Claw straight onto the Tyranitar. No Dragon Dances here. Very, very good choice from Jumar here, anticipating that Dragon Dance is not coming out. Mawel does get taken out. Now to the mercy of. So we will see last Pokemon here to make our break here for. And then Crocodile does come out. Very unfortunate here for Azumarill to not be in this field right at this very moment. It's very moment. There's a huge coin flip right for JM here. Glides to the coin flip, and Charizard does go for the protect immediately. Anticipating that, Sableye does launch the Will-O-Wisp straight into the Crocodile. And Crocodile correctly goes for the Earthquake here. Sableye gets some damage, and we can see now the question here is Crocodile going to outspeed? See, the interesting part here is Critical does not pierce through the burn. So Sableye does come out for the JM, but JM is in a really good position here, seeing the burn from Crocodile. Now Dragon Claw does come out, it outspeeds Crocodile, which means it's not most likely going to live the next onslaught. Now this next turn will make or break it. That is probably game, and JM will most likely take this round now. Players do shake hands, and Jumar admits his defeat, second place. Very impressive performance from him despite his first entry into the tournament. The players will finish up the match, and Sableye taunts Crocodile for the bully. The Dragon Claw does come out, and that is most like a game here. JM is your year-ender champion. Oh, hindi na si Migs. Basta hindi si Migs, okay na yan.
Umioksin pa rin yan eh. Kakaiba talaga pag mag-assist, no?
Confused. Oh my
Teka. Teka lang.
May plus 2 eh. May support ni si Mami sa
Jim. Interview mo sa dali.
nag-chop yun ang katalo sa akin.
Teka, interview muna. Interview saglit, okay lang? May ano eh? Ha? Sige.